Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 things that you need to avoid when buying and selling rookie cards to resell online. We're here with my good friend Eric, who's 22 years old, actually graduated from Rutgers Business School, right?
In New Brunswick.
Super cool, yeah. East Coast. I'm actually originally from Connecticut, you're from Jersey, but we're here in Miami right now. We just connected recently. Eric's done over $1 million in sales buying and selling baseball, basketball, and football cards online. And there's a great opportunity to make money selling cards, buying and flipping rookie cards. That's what we're gonna be covering in this video. You do have some rookie cards that we wanted to share.
Yes.
And these are like really good condition cards, so these aren't like things to avoid, but we just want to share with you some like good opportunities and whatnot before we get into it.
For sure. So this is a card of Ja Morant. You can see I got a true gem with all the 9.5 subgrades, and I paid about $300 for this card, and because it got such a good grade, it's probably worth about about $550 to $600 now. And
where'd you source this from? I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. I got that from a Facebook group, I believe. I forget. I buy a lot of cards.
Nice.
And this is an example of one from eBay. I paid about $400 for this Daniel Jones rookie card, and it's worth about maybe $600-ish now. But come August, when football season starts to roll around, I predict myself selling this for about $800 to $900.
Very nice. Yeah. So there's definitely some good money to be made when it comes to rookie cards. Do you typically like to buy rookies who haven't really like proven themselves, or are you buying more or less on hype? Or are you like, what's your psychology, Eric, when it comes to rookie cards, and what advice would you give to people?
I like buying rookie cards that have proven themselves and are in big markets. That's my preference. Like Daniel Jones, he's a big market. He played pretty well last year for a rookie. And Ja Morant, not in the biggest market in Memphis, but he's one of the most electric rookies in the league, him and Zion Williamson.
Cool, awesome. So let's get into this. And before we dive into number 1, I do want to say we have a free workshop. It's at RaikenProfit.com/cards. Now what you're going to get, this is 100% free. You're going to get a whole bunch of videos. We talk about how to grade cards. We talk about how to get started. We talk about the biggest mistakes to avoid. We essentially take you by the hand step by step in terms of getting started. And we talk about a lot of just learning lessons and things that Eric has gone through. So be sure to go over there. Also, Eric does offer mentorship, group coaching, so on and so forth. So if you want to learn about that, just join the free workshop. So let's get into the good stuff right now. Number 1 of the 5 things to avoid when buying rookie sports cards to resell online is dealing with raw cards that are in bad condition. So first and foremost, what's a raw card, and what is a raw card that's like in bad condition?
So a raw card is simply a card that has not been graded yet. So just, what you think of it, a flimsy card just in a regular penny sleeve and top loader, and just a card that has not been graded yet is the simple answer. And what was the second question?
How do you know like a card's in bad condition?
So there's different pieces of criteria these companies use. Centering, corners, edges, surface, autograph, the big 5, at least that's what I like to call them. And if one of these has a glaring issue, like if there's a big factory line going through a card or a big corner ding, it's going to be not the easiest card to sell. People are going to want to buy it at a steep discount. So I would suggest you not buying it.
Yeah, and in the free workshop, we dive deeper into like kind of all the different elements of it, such as centering, corners, different things like that. But be aware the condition's going to play a huge role in these rookie cards. Unlicensed products. Now we've talked a little bit about this in previous videos, but do you mind sharing with people what a licensed product is versus an unlicensed product, and how is that going to vary the value of a rookie card?
So let me use this as an example. So you have this Daniel Jones card. It's like I showed you before. It is made by Panini. The product name is Contenders. And as you can see on the card, it has the New York Giants logo all over it. Now that's because Panini has the license to the NFL, so they could put the NFL's logo, they could put the New York Giants logo. However, something like, let me give you an example, like Contenders does not have the right to the MLB logo. That is, Bowman Chrome and Topps have that right. So they cannot put, so Contenders and Panini cannot put, Mike Trout, they cannot put the Angels logo on his card. And for that reason, they sell for far less, and they're just simply not as liquid as cards like this.
Interesting. One thing that I learned from you recently, and I didn't even know this was a thing, when you have a card, so a rookie card, and there's an autograph on it, if the autograph is like not perfectly centered, or especially if it's like coming off the card and like maybe the beginning or the ending is like coming off the card, that can play a huge factor and role in like the value of a card.
So let me pick this up again. So this, as you can see right over there, I'll try to point out the best I could, that 10 autograph grade, that's a big part. The rest of the card could be a 9.5, but if the autograph grade is a 9, that's no good. Like, people do not like seeing 9 autographs. No one likes seeing a big fat 9 on a card. And this Daniel Jones autograph is good. It's bold, it's clear, you can see it. But let's say that autograph was like running off the card. It would get a 9. Or if there were streaks in the autograph, it would get a 9. There's all sorts of different pieces of elements that goes into an autograph and why it can be bad. I really go into my mentorship program, and how to like look at it closely and make sure you're not buying a card with a bad autograph. But whole card can be flawless. Bad autograph means bad grade.
What types of damages will you deal with when you're buying rookie cards? Because a lot of people are going to be watching this. We have a lot of eBay sellers, Amazon sellers who are watching this video, who are going to be going on to eBay and searching for raw rookie cards. What type of damage is acceptable? What type of damage is not acceptable?
So almost no damage is acceptable, to be honest. Any kind of severe damage to a card, it's not going to grade well. So like in terms of corners, a corner could be chipped, they're dinged, they're folded over. You'll see that a lot of the time. Same thing with edges. Edges and corners on a card are obviously connected, so edges could have the same problem. They could have little foldovers on them. They could be chipped. Surface is very hard to tell. Sometimes a card will come out of the factory with these straight factory lines on them, and if a card has factory lines on them, it's going to grade bad almost all the time. And centering as well. Centering is just how the card was cut from the factory. So if a card has bad centering, there's nothing you could do about it. With surface, if it has some surface dings, sometimes you would clean it and wipe it. If a card has bad centering, you could trim the card, but that's illegal. So you can get possibly thrown in jail for that.
Really?
But, oh yeah, it's you're altering a card. You're altering something that these companies produce. Yeah, it's a big no-no. But yeah, so those are the types of damages you could expect to see on a card. Bad centering is not a damage. It's just how the card came, but it's going to affect the grade.
So on that card that you had just shown before, there was an autograph on it. Was there a certification? Was it like certified? Because I know you had mentioned, and we were talking behind the scenes, that you want to avoid buying uncertified autographs. So on cards, is every card that has a signature certified because it's like representative of the the license and the brand? Yeah.
So like that card I just showed you, like Contenders, Bowman Chrome, these cards come out of the pack with the autograph on them. Rather than, there are people that will take like a Prism Zion, right, and literally go to Zion Williamson or maybe mail it to his house, I don't know how they do it, and get him to autograph it. And the card does go up in value. But if it's not certified by one of these companies, PSA or Beckett, unfortunately there's a lot of bad people out there in the world, and they will forge these autographs, and sometimes they look very good. There's a lot of good forged autographs.
That's crazy.
And if it's not certified by the company, I would completely stay away, even if it looks flawless.
I would not want that job at PSA or Beckett.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because think about it, like you're gonna find someone who probably gets it super close. That's scary.
Oh yeah, but there's handwriting experts. I don't know how they do it exactly, but they're out there.
What other pieces of advice, Eric, can you give? So obviously you've been doing this for a while. You've done over $1 million in sales. For the people who are watching now, I'd say the average person who's going through this workshop, watching these videos, maybe they're brand new or they don't have a ton of experience. What are some other pieces of advice you can give in the next minute or two, when buying rookie sports cards? Maybe when it comes to player selection or choosing the right cards or choosing the right product.
So my biggest thing is, so whether you know it or not, there's a lot of people in the sports card field and industry. And if you have an uncle, a friend, they may have sports cards and they may have some knowledge on it. Me personally, I never went out and about and started showing off that I buy and sell sports cards. It's probably not the most glamorous thing in the world, even though it's a lot of fun. So go out and find people that, are in this business and field. Get a mentor like I once had, and they'll tell you what's good and what's bad. People in the hobby that, have been doing this for a little bit know all these things. So even if you don't think you know somebody, I bet you do if you know some people that are into sports.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I know somebody who does mentorship. Check out the free workshop. Right in the workshop, we have some free mentorship as well. We're gonna go through and go in depth with a bunch of videos, but also he does have a paid mentorship program as well, where he does personalized mentorship. He has one-on-one group chat. There's also a group chat with like your top students and everything. You have a ton of videos and whatnot. If you join this free workshop, you know, the goal of this video and just us coming together is to add value, get you guys started, help you guys out. So we're gonna give you a bunch of free content, but if you do wanna take it to the next step, if you wanna collapse that time in terms of, you know, start to finally having success, and there's a lot of people who think they could do this business on their own. Unfortunately, a lot of people who start this business on their own are going to fail because there's just so much. So find someone, it doesn't have to be Eric, but find a mentor, find someone that you trust and learn from them, because there's just so many different factors that are going to determine if you're successful or not. And we talked about that in a live show as well.
Yep, no, I agree. This is a business that has a million different topics and variations and different products, and it, you know, on top of all that, it varies year to year. These like Bowman Chrome looks different every year, how to judge the condition of a card, and there's different players being good and being bad. There's just so much that goes into this industry and field. Definitely before you start purchasing, not me, but find somebody at least that will just help you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I feel like I have to put this disclaimer out there, Eric. People are going to watch this video and just start going out and buying rookie sports cards.
Yeah, no, I would highly suggest doing a lot of research. You could contact Steve. He has a link where you could book a one-on-one call with me. I would love to discuss more about my mentorship program that'll teach you all this in depth with visuals, and you know, you're given a whole program and literally 24/7 live support for any sports cards you want to buy or questions on. But yeah, I would suggest being very careful, because there's a lot of money. It's an addictive hobby. You know, sports is so much fun. You just keep buying more and more and more, and you don't want to be taking a bath and, you know, taking a big loss.
Awesome. So appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on again.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. If you haven't already joined the free workshop, again, make sure to join it. RaikenProfit.com/cards. Tons of free videos, guides. We have live shows that we're going to be doing in the future, so we'll be, you know, you'll be the first one to be notified. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.